Uh, Educators have long felt a lack of support from the legislature. A member-wide survey that we conducted in May of 2021 found that only 25% of our educators had a somewhat favorable view of the legislature, with over 70% saying that they had an unfavorable view. 38% of those respondents had a very unfavorable view of the legislature. Dr. Perkins' findings also reiterate educators across the state feel unsupported by the legislature. And what is more, that the survey that the Wyoming School Boards Association has just presented on had numerous comments outlining these same sentiments. Educators from across the state have continuously witnessed this legislature attempt to pass a variety of bills that target education either through curriculum directives, devastating budget cut proposals, the promotion of charter schools, the exploration of funding parochial and private schools with public dollars, and amendments to Public Records Act that expose educators to continued and increased unwarranted scrutiny. They have watched this legislature attempt to pass legislation that targets our LGBTQ plus student population, continuing and sowing divisiveness against a student population that our classroom instructors and staff have been recognized are at the most at risk and in need of protective policies, not exclusionary ones. They have endured continued attacks from a wide variety of community members and anti-public education organizations and groups. There has been national rhetoric that is not only patently false, but filled with disdain and contempt for public education, attacking our educators in a system that has served so many Wyoming families and students, myself included, very well. Some of this national anti-public rhetoric has unfortunately seeped into the discourse in the state, and unfortunately into some of the legislature. Educators are being attacked and lauded as socialists and communists because they provide honesty in education and civics education. This is eerily reminiscent of McCarthyism and the Red Scare. They are being labeled as groomers and pedophiles for merely helping and advocating our most marginalized students. Their professionalism and their ability to do their job effectively have come into sharp criticism. All of this directed towards educators in a system that has consistently been one of the best education systems in the nation. How do we reconcile the publicly espoused love for public education, yet continually endure attacks what seem like from all sides? As legislators, you are not only public figures, you lead with policy, you lead with rhetoric. Education and our educators constantly hear how the legislature loves education. Everyone loves education, but efforts to cut education funding are consistent and unrelenting, putting into question educators' abilities to provide bare essentials for themselves and their families. Proposals that undermine the professionalism of our educators or open them up for public further scrutiny are the rule, not the exception. If we want to support our educators, it starts with legislative actions, both in terms of bills and rhetoric. It starts by doing what President Hutcherson discussed and Secretary Cardona has prompted, making sure that that policy is reflective of that support. Tone at the top. This is all meant to be constructive criticism. I would be remiss to come before you without any